Welcome back to shed more light on the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum and how it's going to be a leap in our tourism sector, and it's going to be a source of attraction for hundreds of thousands of visitors coming from all over the world. We are very much delighted to have with us by phone one of our tourism experts, Dr. Adel Hamza. Dr. Adel, a very good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. How are you?
Thank you, sir. Sir, before going into details, let's introduce in a simple way the Grand Egyptian Museum as one of Egypt's gifts to humanity at large, and how its opening is going to be considered as a leap in the tourism arena in Egypt and a leap in our museums arena in general.
Exactly. Actually, this is very smart introduction from you, that it's really a gift from Egypt for the whole world, because the museum considered one of the largest museums all over the world. And all the people around the world are waiting actually for this chance to visit the Egyptian Museum. The opening of the 16th of this month will be a soft opening. As you know, that the official opening is not yet decided.
Scheduled. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because of, the critical situation, it was planned actually to be opened in November, but because of the critical situation in the region and the war around us, the leaders of tourism in Egypt, they thought that it's not a proper time to announce an official opening for the museum. So
yeah.
It's a soft opening, because we have a lot of requests from tourist companies around the world to the people or the visitors to come and see the Egyptian Museum. So partially we are opening part of the museum for those people, and also for the request of the people of Egypt themselves who wants to enjoy the attracts in the Egyptian or the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Amen to that, Dr. Adel. Dr. Adel, I can easily say that the Grand Egyptian Museum is an entertainment, cultural, educational center, and as it includes such a very well-equipped laboratory for restoration. It has a simulation center, audio and video for students to know more about their history, in addition to the new halls and the extra modern techniques of even displaying or showing our antiquities or pieces. If you want to also elaborate on that.
Actually, this is very smart presentation, you said. Really, it's not an Egyptian, it's not a normal museum, like the museum we heard about it before in Egypt. It's not a place just to see the monuments and see the statues and see the culture. No, it's a center for a lot of entertainments, a lot of cultural events, a lot of, shows, a lot of things considered inside the museum. And this is actually the definition of the modern museums in the world, which is actually a place for showing the statues, the monuments, showing the events which is going to be in this museum. So it's really, really a center. It's a cultural center, including everything.
Yes. And one of the sources of pride, indeed, that all what we are talking about is made by Egyptians. I mean, those responsible for the lab of restoration are Egyptians. The scientists are Egyptians. Of course, we are coping with the latest techniques, and we do have exchange of visions and exchange of knowledge between us and other very developed similar centers all over the world. But those responsible for the whole story are Egyptians. How do you see this, sir?
Exactly. Certainly, everything in this museum is Egyptian. As you know, that the Egyptian experts in museums and experts in everything, in shows and events all over the world, they are very famous in other countries. And actually, all the people who are working in this miracle, I can say, is all Egyptian. So the techniques, the people who are responsible for everything in this museum are Egyptian people, are Egyptian experts. So it's a pride for us, actually, as Egyptians, to manage or to be part of the people who are going to manage this museum for the whole world, to show also our abilities and our people who can do a lot of things, not needing people from outside to come and show us how to do this museum. This is all Egyptian.
Amen to that. And sir, also the state exerts the utmost efforts to renovate the area around the museum, around the Giza Pyramids Plateau infrastructure, and also to prepare the hotel rooms. There's going to be a specific even airport. We are going to have charter flights for tourists who are going to come just to visit the museum and return back home. How do you see all these efforts exerted together or unified together to make the inauguration, even if it is a soft inauguration of the gym, a story of success?
This is actually an effort for the last 10 years. You know, the last 10 years they did a lot of fantastic efforts around this area of the museum and around the area of the pyramids, having another people to manage the area of the pyramids itself. Another movements to show the area of the pyramid itself. It's going to be the area, the whole area of the pyramids and the Egyptian Museum will be a very, very, very amazing international destination. And you see, you can see also the airport of Sphinx, who was opened like 2 months ago. This will enable all the visitors to come, as you said, as a charter visit to see this place, this area, the pyramids and the Egyptian Museum. That will actually affect on the tourism of Egypt for the next years, and it will be very shown very recently.
And then it's our homework to make the stay of any visitor, of any guest coming from all over the world to visit the gym as unforgettable moments. So he or she is going to act as an ambassador for the Grand Egyptian Museum, and he or she is going to invite all people around him or her to come and to see it. I think that this is the most important homework we have. True?
Exactly, and as you said, we are expecting an increase in the Egyptian tourism in the next years. We are targeting 30 million. This is for the first time in the history.
Yeah.
And for myself, I'm very optimistic. Actually, I'm not expecting 30 million. I'm expecting more than 50 million.
Do we have hotel rooms enough to absorb these numbers, or still we should do more? Because as far as I know, that there are an initiative launched by the state or by the Ministry of Antiquities and Tourism in specific, with huge sums of money to build more hotel rooms to be able to absorb or to receive all these guests. How do you see this also, sir?
Also, I can tell you a secret right now that a lot of hotel chains are now looking for areas around this area of the pyramids and the museum to establish hotels for very, very international, important hotel chains. And I can tell you something also for the normal people around the area of the pyramids. I can tell you a secret also, that most of the people in this area, they converted their houses to be hotels and boutique hotels in this area. So the normal people of Egypt, even, I mean, the simple people of Egypt who are living in this area, they are feeling the change, and they are presenting, you know, something like new boutique hotels. I didn't imagine to go to one of these hotels and see how it's very advanced. And those people, they started to get the chance to do something.
Let's
so
cross
this is
our
really
fingers
very important.
and pray that the Wednesday 16th soft opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum is going to be such a wonderful start for a wonderful place. Dr. Adel Hamza, our tourism expert, thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.